All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive into another juicy topic.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Today, we're going to roll up our sleeves and tackle something that I think a lot of us can relate to. Clutter.
Oh, clutter.
We've all been there. That
Mm.
drawer you're afraid to open, the chair that's become a clothes mountain.
Don't forget the guest room turned storage locker.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. But here's the thing. We're not just talking about surface level tidying today. We're going deeper. We're on a mission to declutter effectively, strategically, and, hey, maybe even make some money along the way. Sound good?
Music to my ears.
Yeah.
And it's interesting you mentioned strategy because that's key. Our sources really emphasize that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to decluttering. It's about finding what works for you.
Right. Like some people thrive on that go big or go home energy. But others, myself included, need to take it one step at a time. And that's why I love that our sources for this deep dive offer a whole buffet of methods.
Exactly. There's something for everyone.
So let's start with one that I think is a great jumping off point for almost anyone. The 4-box method. Have you heard of this
Oh,
one?
absolutely. A classic for a reason.
It's so simple, but so smart. You grab 4 boxes, label them keep, donate, sell, trash, and this is my favorite part, undecided.
That undecided box, oh my gosh, it's brilliant. It's like a pressure release valve for decision fatigue.
Yes, because sometimes you're just not ready to say goodbye, but you're also not sure you're ready to commit.
Exactly. And that's okay. The important thing is you're not letting those tricky items stall your entire decluttering process. You're keeping things moving.
Momentum, yes.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Speaking of momentum, I got to tell you about the 30-day minimalism game. This one kind of blew my mind with its simplicity. Day 1, get rid of 1 item. Day 2, 2 items, and so on.
It sounds almost too easy.
Right. But imagine by day 30, how much lighter you'd feel.
And that's the beauty of it. You're tapping into the power of small, consistent actions. Our brains love that stuff. It feels manageable, less overwhelming.
Total brain hack. 1 sock at a time. You're basically tricking yourself into becoming a decluttering machine. Of course, if you're more of a one-and-done kind of person, our sources also talked about tackling 1 room at a time, which I gotta say is my personal favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one. And it really appeals to people who like to check things off their list. Room by room, you're conquering the clutter.
Exactly. And then there's the 80-20 rule. Have you heard of this one applied to decluttering?
Ooh, yes. It's the idea that we tend to only really use about 20% of what we own, right?
Exactly. So the challenge becomes identifying that 80% that's just taking up space. And of course, there's always the good old seasonal review.
Ah, yes, a seasonal refresh. Love it. Out with the old, in with, well, less of the old.
Exactly. Okay, so let's say we've gone through a decluttering method. We made those tough choices. We've got our keep pile. Now what? How do we make sure that stuff doesn't just become clutter all over again?
Storage solutions, my friend.
Yeah.
And thankfully, our sources were packed with clever ideas.
Oh yeah, they really went all out. I was especially drawn to the emphasis on maximizing vertical space.
Yes. Think shelves that go all the way up to the ceiling, wall-mounted organizers, hooks.
Genius. Especially in smaller spaces, it's like you're magically creating square footage.
It's amazing how much of a difference it makes just by drawing the eye upwards. It can make a room feel so much bigger.
Totally agree. And while we're on the topic of visual calm, another simple but effective tip. Clear bins. I know. Sounds basic, but hear me out.
There's something so satisfying about opening a cabinet and actually seeing what's inside those bins.
Right. No more rummaging through a black hole of mystery containers. Plus, it just looks so much neater. And of course, we can't forget about underbed storage. It's like a whole other dimension of storage possibilities. Out of sight, out of mind, as they say.
So true. Though let's be honest, it can easily become a shove it under the bed and forget about it situation.
True. Which is why organization is key, even in those hitty spaces. Speaking of hidden storage, our source also raved about multipurpose furniture.
Oh, I love those. Stylish ain't functional. What's not to love?
Right. Give me all the ottomans with hidden storage compartments, coffee tables with built-in shelves.
Yes. And for those smaller but equally impactful wins, drawer dividers are a game changer, as is a rotating closet for seasonal clothes.
Oh, that's a good one. Tuck away those winter sweaters in the summer and vice versa. Genius. Okay, but now, are you ready for the really exciting part? The part where decluttering potentially becomes profitable.
Let's talk about turning that clutter into cash. Because why not, right?
Right. Our sources had a bunch of ideas here. First up, we've got the ever-popular online marketplaces. Poshmark, Depop, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. There's a platform for pretty much anything these days.
It's incredible. It's like having a global garage sale at your fingertips.
Exactly. And the beauty is you can reach a much wider audience than you ever could with a traditional yard sale.
Absolutely. The key thing to remember, regardless of which platform you choose, is honesty and transparency.
Yes, 100%. Clear photos, accurate descriptions of the item's condition.
It builds trust with potential buyers and helps you avoid any misunderstandings or returns down the line.
For sure. No one likes feeling tricked when they're buying something secondhand. Now, if the whole online thing feels overwhelming, never fear. There's always the option of consignment shops, especially for clothing and accessories.
This is such a good option if you prefer a more hands-off approach. You bring in your items, the shop prices, and sells them for you, and you receive a percentage of the sale.
Easy peasy. And of course, we can't forget about the classic garage sale.
Ah, yes. The thrill of the hunt, the art of the haggle.
There's something so satisfying about a successful garage sale, even if you're only making a few bucks per item. But remember, it's not always about turning a profit. Don't underestimate the power of donating those unwanted items.
Absolutely. Many charities and organizations will gladly accept your gently used belongings, and some even offer a tax deduction in return.
It's a win-win. You get to declutter your space and feel good about giving back. Plus, let's not forget the pure joy of a good old-fashioned clothing swap with friends.
Ooh, yes. Sustainable, budget-friendly, and so much fun.
Talk about a wardrobe refresh without spending a dime. So there you have it. A whole toolkit of decluttering strategies, storage solutions, and even ways to make some cash from your unwanted stuff. Feeling empowered.
I know I am. Now the real question is, where will you begin? What area of your home is calling out for a decluttering makeover?
We want to hear all about it. Tell us your decluttering triumphs, your funny mishaps, your best finds. And hey, if you stumble upon a hidden treasure while decluttering, we definitely want to hear about that too. Until next time, happy decluttering, everyone.